Super Bowl 50, the place to be. The scene is setting up nicely here at Radio Row as we have NFL stars coming by us and the whole nine. It's so much fun, having a blast. Brady Farkas riding shotgun. Jeff Levack here with you, and we are fortunate to be joined by our expert, thanks to Death Wish Coffee, and we'll get more into that in just a little bit. Adam Schefter is with us, and Shefty, the first question I got to ask you, and it's not a pretty one, and it doesn't involve the Super Bowl. What's the latest on Giants defensive tackle Jay Bromley?
Look, police are investigating it, and we've heard his attorney come out and say that he doesn't think that they're going to have enough evidence to bring charges against him. Now, we'll find out whether or not that's true. The league will look into the situation, I'm sure, make its own determination. There's a case, I think, when I got initially, the New York Daily News reported this on Saturday, started making calls to people, and they expressed tremendous surprise that something like this would happen with somebody like Jay Bromley. Now, that doesn't mean he didn't do anything. We're going to find out here. The police are looking into it. The NFL is looking into it. And if he did something wrong, he'll pay the price for it.
Jets running back Chris Ivory, we're hearing reports he might have played his last game in a Jets helmet. What kind of market would he expect in the NFL if he goes free agent?
Well, the running back market is never as great as running backs would like it to be. And I wouldn't say that he's played his last game in New York at all. I think the Jets would like him back, and I think that sounds like a leverage play right now. Maybe he'll be back, maybe he won't. I mean, listen, you're going to go out there, and I know there are times where people think that certain players are determined to move on. Look at the New York Mets and Cespedes. Nobody thought the Mets were re-signing him, right? And he came back.
Right.
So the market sometimes, he's not allowed to be talking to teams. He's not allowed to know exactly what's out there. I don't know how you can say right now that he's not coming back. But I think the Jets would have an interest in bringing him back. They do have some big financial decisions to make. What do you do with Muhammad Wilkerson? What do you do with Sheldon Richardson? What do you do with Ryan Fitzpatrick? And maybe Chris Ivory doesn't get the money he wants from the Jets and he would from another team. But keep in mind, the running back market is not such that teams typically pay running back big-time money.
Adam Schefter joins us thanks to Death Wish Coffee right here on 104.5 The Team. We're live on Radio Row. Shefty, how are you not here, man? You are like the one rock star we're all looking for.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I don't remember the last time I went to Radio Row. It's quite a scene and quite a spectacle always, and you guys are lucky you're down there. I stay in the ESPN compound and kind of work here and bounce between the ESPN compound and the ESPN set and do the shows. And my work doesn't take me to Radio Row.
Well, your hard work allows us to goof off. I mean, work in San Fran.
Shefty, Levack has been very stressed out about where the Raiders are going to play. There was thoughts maybe they'd go to Vegas. Will anyone ever play in Vegas in the NFL?
Eventually, you'd like to think, listen, we may get to that point where someone does. I don't think it's any time soon. It's hard to imagine that NFL owners, 24 owners, would approve that, to allow that to happen. But, again, if the Raiders want to play there and they had a good enough deal and they signed that deal and the owners didn't approve it, I could see this winding up in court. It's not the first time we've seen a Davis go to court, sue the NFL over where he could and couldn't play. This would be a continuation of that if it ever got that far, which there are no guarantees or assurances it will. The Raiders right now are just looking at potential markets. And one of the markets potentially is Vegas, but it sounds like they're going to work out a lease for Oakland for the upcoming season. It'll be in Oakland in 2016. There's a lot that can change over the course of the next year or so.
So the Raiders are probably going to be going back to Oakland. Will Johnny Manziel be going anywhere next season?
It's a great question. My guess is somebody at some point will give him a chance, but he is certainly destroying his support around the league and compromising his credibility around the league. And I think a lot of people thought he would wind up in Dallas. And now you have to wonder if Dallas feels like it would be better off giving a chance to somebody like Robert Griffin III as opposed to Johnny Manziel. They're going to need to bring in some type of quarterback. Maybe they draft Carson Wentz at the 4th overall spot. Maybe they go bring in a guy like RG3. Johnny Manziel, though, if he was a consideration, he's not going to be high on the list of teams' considerations right now.
Adam Schefter joins us here. We're here in San Francisco. He's working tirelessly to make sure we know everything we need to know. Joseph Randle's let go by the Cowboys. Now we hear he's tied to some kind of online gambling site.
Well, look, he's denied it, which you wouldn't expect anything less. And I don't know. It was not my report. I think it was the Dallas Morning News that reported it. So I'll take the newspaper and the reporter's word for it that they believe he had some connection to it. Look, I know this. This is what I do know about Joseph Randle. At the time the Dallas Cowboys released him, they released him because they had a number of concerns about his physical and mental well-being. He didn't seem to be doing very well at that point in time, whether that was connected to some sort of gambling activity. I have no idea, but I know that there were great concerns about him, and it contributed to their decision to ultimately release him.
Schefter, what is going to be the X factor on the field in the Super Bowl?
Well, it's amazing. We could sit here, and there are 106 guesses we could make, right? 53 on each side, and inevitably, it seems like there's always somebody like a Malcolm Butler or a Tim Smith or a David Tyree or somebody that comes out of nowhere to make a play, and you're like, who is this guy? And last year, for a while, it was this guy, Chris Matthews, who kind of came out of nowhere and right before the half had like 100 receiving yards for Seattle, and then the game turned in the second half. If I'm going to give you an X factor on Sunday, just roll the dice here. Jordan Norwood, the Denver Broncos wide receiver.
I like it. I'm going to keep that in mind. Adam Schefter right here on 104.5 The Team, brought to you by Death Wish Coffee. Adam,
by the way, big Sunday for Death Wish, right? Big Sunday.
I was just going to say, you're definitely part of Team Death Wish now. They've won the Small Business Big Game Contest. They're going to have a 15-second commercial in the Super Bowl.
That's unbelievable. So what are they doing on the commercial? Are they featuring you guys or what?
No, they've got a Viking chick. It's awesome. You got to see it. If we posted at 104.5 The Team, it's directed by the guys who did Pirates of the Caribbean.
That's pretty cool. And it's a credit to them and a testament to them getting their work done. And, I mean, their 15-second commercial. What is that worth? Is that $3 million?
I think somewhere between 3 and like 5.
Good for them. Well, congratulations to Death Wish. That's outstanding.
Well, they asked me to let you know how much they appreciated your support, and thank you for being part of Team Death Wish.
Well, it's been a pleasure this year, and I've really enjoyed it. I've enjoyed their product, and I'll enjoy watching their Super Bowl commercial as well.
Schefter, thanks for the time, and go enjoy yourself and get ready to watch some great football on Sunday.
Thanks so much, guys. Have a great one.